Hello, fellow BV team members. This is Doug, the ground supervisor, coming to you with a couple of winter tips for snowstorms and ice storms. One of the things I want everybody to pay attention to is if you know it's going to snow or you know it's going to ice, give yourself some extra time to come to work. You know, there's nothing worse than trying to rush when it's really icy or snowy or slippy out. Just be very careful. The other thing is come prepared to be in bad weather. You know, make sure you have the proper clothes, coats. What if something happens on your way to work and you need to be out? We don't want anything to happen, but you know, make sure you have a warm coat with you. Make sure you have the proper footwear to walk from your car to your entryway at the village here, because you know, we do our best to keep things open and clear and ice-free and not slippy, but depending on when you come in and how bad the weather is, you know, it can always be slippy. So a couple other things: when you pull into park, if you know you're parking at a sidewalk, please stay back so that we can get our equipment in front of your car down the sidewalk, because we really don't have that many people doing sidewalk removal. We don't have the ability to get out and shovel in front of your car or to salt in front of your car. We have to get a machine down that sidewalk in order to keep that sidewalk safe. So that's one of the biggest things. I really appreciate people thinking about how they're parking, because you know, I park at the same spot every day. I bet you are too, or at least the general area. So you kind of know what the parking spaces are like, and I get it, if it's snowing, you can't always see the spot, but just please take a little extra time to think about that. The other thing, and when you're coming into park, is we are trying to plow continually in our employee parking lots, especially when we know the peak times when people come in for shift changes or the time of the day that we know people are moving around campus more. We try and open as many spots as we can with the snow plows. So if you come in and there's a spot that's covered, please don't pull into that. Give us a chance to clear that. Try and find one that is already clear. I know sometimes you might have to walk a little bit farther, but we are pre-treating parking lots, we're pre-treating sidewalks, we're trying to keep things from being icy or slippy when you come in. So, you know, to walk a little bit farther would really help us out if it gives us the ability to open up some more spaces. So the other thing is, particularly if it's raining and it's cold, we have these ice stations out in the employee parking areas. When it's blue, take ice melt with you. In the trash can is ice melt that you can get a cup full of ice melt. You have to remove this strap in order to open the lid. These cups will be inside. This is just demonstration purposes. Take that with you, spread that between your car. It'll give you traction so you won't slip, because it's hard to get the salt between it. If you get to an entryway, these containers that are in the airlocks actually have buckets of ice melt with a scoop. Feel free to spread it outside the entryway if you feel it's slippy, to help the next person coming in not slip. It's not that we're not trying to do our job. We are, but there's times where we just can't keep after. And if you can help by helping spread a little bit of ice melt outside the door, that would be great. We also have these are by the STR building, because we have them outside because there's no airlock to put them in. So there's also some of these brown containers sitting around the STR building, and they'll have product in there for you to use. A couple things with ice melt. When it's snowing or it's raining, so if it's snowing, the snow's staying on the ground. If it's raining, the ice is forming. Salt doesn't make it disappear. It'll help give you traction, or help as things stop snowing, it'll help things melt. So just remember that I can't make snow or ice disappear. We have to work at it to get it cleaned up, and we will do our best. A couple things to remember: if you're, you know, our main focus when we're clearing snow is our healthcare buildings to keep them as open as we can and as free of being slippy as we can. But if you're like working out on other areas of the campus, for instance, like the Fieldcrest building, if it's really snowing, I'm talking like inches of snow, I highly recommend that you do not park at the lower level of Fieldcrest, which would be like by the putting green and the great room and the dock area of Fieldcrest. I would recommend you park up by like entrance C where you go into Chives. We tend to be able to keep that a lot cleaner and a lot less snow. In the back, it blows in from the northwest a lot of times. You get a lot of snow back there. It's really difficult to keep that clear. But up in the where you have the carport, you can walk underneath that to get in the building. Just think about that a little bit as you're walking around and it's not snowing, where might be some better areas to get in when the weather's really bad. So, you know, we're here to try and keep the campus as safe as we can. It takes a team to get everything done around here, and we will do our best as we can to help keep you guys safe as you're coming in and out of work. So thanks for all you do around BV, and look forward to spring.